Greetings, my name is Ridian and welcome to my build video. I will go over my build over here. Just for disclaimer, this is my build and how I play. It suits my playstyle and might not be the best one out there, but it's the best for my playstyle. So first let's go over the class tree. To start off, going anomaly power, cooldown reduction of seismic abilities, skill leech, anomaly power, resistance piercing, kinetic cooldown for that leap, anomaly power again, reduce seismic cooldown, anomaly power, double melee damage, 20% damage against enemies below 30% health, increase anomaly power, more bleed damage, bleeds heal, very important for your survival, so I'll definitely pick this up if you're going bottom tree. More skill leech, this as well is very important for your survival. For that, 4% anomaly power 2 armor gives you that extra bit of survival. Skilled sentry is good. Probably if I could have skipped it, I probably would have, but it's in the path, so. More bleed, more skill pierce or resistance piercing. And of course, the last one. Increase seismic skills base damage by 50%. The most important is 3. So, let me quickly go over my skills, my things here. Resistance piercing works for both mods and AP damage, so they're very important to pick up. The life leech, you could probably skip this first one, but I like the extra survival from both them. Running 2 of these bleed damage just for this blood donation to give more health. I'm not running any duration because I'm kind of playing right in their face all the time, and I'm playing bleed with my melee over and over, as well as my earthquake. And of course, the anomaly powers. You could run paladin, probably skip out on this one. You can also skip out on something else here and go up to strong arm anomaly. It's also really good. Both these are very solid. I just prefer my builds to do passive damage and not have to manage everything like that. Also, I want to fit in more damage into my kit. So, the skills. I'm going Earthquake, 3 charges by the way, from my armor, on a 6.7 second cooldown. Impale, 16-second cooldown, but it's just a baseline, it's just for some extra single target damage. Gravity Leap, I use to reposition across the map. For example, I cleared one room or something, then I instantly jump to the next as there's usually enemies there. So, moving into my inventory. I'm running 3 pieces of Seismic Commander, as it's kind of a must, in my opinion, for AP build. And these 3 pieces I think are the best, because all of them give anomaly power and status power. The helmet does not give cooldown reduction, but the rest of the pieces do, but it's definitely worth it. So, what you'll instantly see, I'm running melee damage and Earthquake Bleed. My build is built around Earthquake and melee. So these are my 2 mods on my helmet. On my chest piece, I'm running Claws to inflict vulnerability on every single enemy around me. Because even the base melee, even without slamming down, has a slight range around you. So you want to use that. I also spam melee very often on my downtimes between my weapon mods and my Earthquake. On pants here, I have Tainted Blood, comes with the legs, and Second Quake for that extra charge. On hands, running Anomaly Power, Cooldown Reduction, Status Power. Then for mods, Ground Crush, Earthquake. Both these probably a must for earthquake builds. Boots, anomaly power, cooldown reduction, status power. Mods, martial arts, untamed power. Untamed power procs on every single ability cast, including your melee. So that is why I run a melee build, so I can just keep spamming it. Because if we go back here and check, this is my base melee, 132k. Adding on top of the bleed damage, 75%, that increases a ton. Then you add vulnerability, which is 15% now. And then you even add untamed power on top of that. Well, I mean, untamed power procs before, like, for example, melee, untamed power, then everything else boosts the damage. So this damage really skyrockets. So that is my armor. Quickly, I'm gonna show my stats here. My skill damage bonus is 2512%. Passively, like if you don't run anything that increases your anomaly power more of the mods, this is probably the highest you're gonna reach. Passively, of course. Then status power on 179.8. I'm not entirely sure why the 0.2 does not like work, because it should add up to 180%, all of my things. Then we have global cooldown on 30%. You could get it higher with, of course, like I mentioned, helmet doesn't have cooldown reduction, but it's worth the decrease in my opinion. Resistance pierce, which comes from a skill tree. All of this, of course, you don't need to activate anything else. Okay, so moving over to weapons, I'm running Torment and Agony for the status power boost. For information, I never shoot this gun. It's only there for the Fortress boost, which increases my damage bonus up to 73% of my armor. And it's theorized that it's simply as half of your physical damage reduction. So for example, you can see here I have 73% damage reduction. So it's somewhat scaled to 34, I think it is. 34, 35. No, 36 actually, somewhat there. So that's really good, and that increases earthquake and everything. Then I'm running Animoy and Death Shield. I run the same mods on both of them, because for Moaning Wind and Fortress to increase the damage. Moaning Wind is a really strong AoE ability, and is probably where most of your damage are gonna come from, right above Earthquake. Earthquake is gonna be close second, and then I think I usually go Moaning Wind, Earthquake very close second, Bleed, Melee, Lacerating. Oh no, Lacerating is Melee, Untamed Power. Untamed Power and Melee is probably gonna be quite close to each other usually if you play this. And very important thing with both these weapons, every run you start, you're gonna want to empty both these packs. So you see, every time you reload, it procs. So let's just wait a couple seconds here, just so I can probably show you what you do. Simply the melee. So first you spam that just to get it out there, then use the melee to apply vulnerability. After you make sure that all of your enemies have vulnerability around you, you then switch to Death Shield or Animoy and the other gun, and you proc Moaning Wind twice. It's gonna hit for around 2.2 mil or more. You could get it even higher if you remove, for example, Brawl here and put on Despair, which is probably a better mod. But I play co-op quite a bit, and Leap is quite buggy in multiplayer and makes me stuck in place, so I don't want to run it too often. So that is why I'm running that. Also, if you notice anything in my build, all of my melee mods are interchangeable. So I will be able to actually change this on the fly to, for example, impale damage or anything like I want. So that's something I'm really happy with about my build. So I just made this build video just to show exactly what I'm building and my thought process on it. And of course, to just to remind you, this is my build. It works very well for my playstyle, up in their face, spamming every single thing I have. It might not work for everyone, and that's perfectly fine. You can... I made this video more as a... Uh, just to help you along and understand maybe how an AP build maybe looks like in the higher tiers, and maybe build after mine or somewhat like it so you know how it works. But yeah, this is my build. I'm very happy with it. I have every single role I want, so I'm now gonna be working on a firepower set. I have pretty much most of it to build. Just need some epics. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you have some great success with your builds. Thank you.